Grip socks are great, and now they're even better with Pure Grip Socks Pro. Better fit, moisture wicking, amazing comfort, and all the extra grip you need. Choose from 10 different colors for just $16.99 a pair at puregripsocks.com.
Inside this box is a pair of prototype football boots. Well, sort of prototypes because they're technically already out. Let's unbox them. Now, because this is a limited edition release, Nike have gone all out and given us a pretty special box, all white in color with the Nike swoosh in clear on the lid, as well as this very mysterious code that you'll see on the boots as well. That code is also found in clear on the front side of the lid. And then for those that care to see the label, there it is. Open the lid and you'll find inside the box is this light purple color with like a grid pattern and then some concept art of the boots themselves. And of course, as you get with any top-end Nike boot, they do include a string bag. However, instead of that normal kind of windbreaker material, this is some kind of recycled fabric that almost looks like cardboard, has some really cool texture to it. White swoosh on the front, that same code in white on the back, with the strings in, of course, a matching color. A little bit more of a rugged look, I would say, than what you're gonna find for most of Nike's string bags, but super unique nonetheless. It gets a string bag rating of 8 out of 9.7. 8. And then finally, the boots themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the limited edition prototype Nike Tiempo Legend 10 Elite. Absolutely nothing different about these boots from a normal colorway of the Legend 10, other than the fact that you can see what would normally be some covered up elements as to the overall construction of the final product. Boots that, by the way, you can pick up below their normal retail price by way of some exclusive SR4U coupon codes by checking out the first link down below. With the whole point of this particular colorway drop being Nike's way of more or less trying to justify their transition away from natural kangaroo leather for the Tiempo into a full synthetic, basically for the first time ever. That synthetic material being their new Fly Touch Plus, where they're trying to emphasize the fact that this utilizes a lot of recycled materials, that it absorbs less water than natural leather, that it's lighter than natural leather, and also even the claim that it's softer than the kangaroo leather found on past Tiempo models, which I can't say that I wholeheartedly agree with, as I talked about in my comparison between the Legend 10 and the kangaroo leather Legend 9. However, for a synthetic material, I do think it does a really good job of giving you as many leather-like qualities without being actual leather. With that in mind, while I do think they successfully made a pretty cool looking pair of football boots, I'm not sure that they've really emphasized the new design changes with this colorway as well as they perhaps would have hoped, and that you can see they've definitely gone for this kind of blueprint style graphic in what is basically a whiteout pair of football boots with light purple accents. However, we're not seeing any kind of design takes on the synthetic upper itself, more so just on the Nike swoosh, which obviously they were going to place a Nike swoosh smack dab in the middle of a Nike Tiempo because otherwise it really wouldn't look like a Tiempo at all. You're going to find the same graphic style here on the medial side. They do include their recycled logo, which is kind of like that pinwheel made of Nike swooshes. And of course, you can't miss out on the ACC branding. It obviously all has a very raw look to it in that it's kind of unfinished. The translucent aspect of kind of like these top layer materials really allows you to see some of the ways that the football boot is put together, which in some ways looks very cool, but in some ways also looks very cheap. But of course, this is the case regardless of which colorway that you go for. And then even here on the side of the sole plate, you can see through the translucent plastic lip of the sole plate edge, revealing that code that is so prominent in pretty much all of the packaging, which I can only assume this first code is for Nike Tiempo Legend, and then the 10 at the end emphasizes that this is the 10th generation. And then moving to the sole plate base, again, they've gone for a completely clear look, which I really am a fan of. You can even see the construction of the sole plate itself kind of being attached to that base board that you're going to find on just about every pair of football boots. And then you even see the code here on the bottom specifying the last number as well as whether or not it's the left or right boot, which again is just a very cool detail that we don't often get to see at a retail level. One thing I do find funny though is that the clear sole plate does reveal that the two cutouts that you have in the forefoot for the sake of comfort and kind of pressure relief really appear to be nothing other than a slightly different plastic in that spot, which totally explains why you don't feel anything at all. On feet, even if you're not a fan of the Tiempo going full synthetic, it's hard to deny that these aren't super comfortable football boots on feet. Definitely up there as one of the most comfortable options available in 2023, at least in my opinion. The one criticism that I think you could have in regards to the Legend 10 Elite is that this Fly Touch Plus upper doesn't necessarily separate itself very much from the Fly Touch Pro upper that you're gonna find on the less expensive takedown model in the Legend 10 Pro. So unless you absolutely must have the best of the best in terms of what Nike has on offer, you're gonna get a very similar experience from the much less expensive Legend 10 Pro. So definitely worth keeping in mind. But as far as this colorway is concerned, it's just a cosmetic difference. There is absolutely nothing physically different about this version of the Legend 10 Elite compared to normal colorways. And if you are looking for more info on the overall fit, feel, and performance of these boots, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen to my detailed review where I cover absolutely everything you could possibly want to know. From a shaping and fit perspective, I definitely think that they have slimmed down the Legend 10 coming from the Legend 9, where it's not quite as wide, and they've definitely taken away some of the volume. Not to the point where I think that this is now a narrow-fitting pair of football boots, but certainly more snug overall across the entire foot. As long as you don't have excessively wide feet, however, I think these will work well for just about most foot types. And as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing these in my usual size 9.5 US, and the fit and the length is perfect. So if you are looking to get a pair for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. But that's pretty much it for this one. Let me know your thoughts on the prototype Legend 10 Elite. Love them, hate them. Is the synthetic Tiempo a good idea? Because that's what Nike is trying to convince you of, and it looks like that's going to be the future of the Tiempo line moving forward. Let me know your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.